G'day ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while, let me tell you. I have been quite busy as of late and, well, quite frankly, I'm still quite busy, but I have found a little bit of time to play around with my new Super Famicom, which came over from Japan a little while ago. I'll be installing an in-game reset switch, which is great if you've got one of the flash carts, and also I'll make it region free using an all-in-one chip, which I'll explain more about in a future video. But this video is just about a little oddity I've noticed to do with, well, in particular, this very model of mainboard. So this is the, let's see, I'm going to focus on that. There we go, the SNS CPU GPM02. Now, that's the board that I've just pulled out. Actually, well, there's a couple of problems with that board. One of them is that I've gone and installed a 2.5 amp fuse. I need to get a 1.5 amp fuse. But apart from that, it seems to work okay. Except that the fuse blew, which made me replace the fuse. So I need to look into that as well. Probably just needs new caps. I mean, everything needs new caps these days. But this one, so this one, I've got a replacement mainboard in there now, which is, oh, well, actually, we can have a look. I'm pretty sure. Yep, there it isn't. It's the same model. I had a look earlier. And the only other thing I've gone and done in this one is fix the little spring on that thing so it actually pops back up now. It's like new. These things are magical. I've also got an eject button on order, thanks to someone who pulled apart a bunch of Famicoms. But what are we actually talking about? So let's get a game in there. Oh, actually, let's start with, so it's a Japanese console, obviously. So we're firing up Chrono Trigger. Hopefully it'll just load first time. No, it doesn't. I need to clean the cartridge slot on this one. No, nothing. Okay, that's fine. I'll deal with that in a minute. But as you can see there, we've got this green line tripping on down the screen. Now, at first I thought, well, there has to be something wrong with the board itself, so I put a different board in. And funnily enough, it's still there. So I've tried a different AV cable, same problem. So all I can think of that it could be is that there is a distinct problem with the... No copyright infringements for me. A problem with my television not liking the output that this Famicom is passing through. So it's quite an interesting one. You might have noticed there while the pendulum was swinging that the green was sort of there but not. It doesn't appear most of the time, so I do need to plug this into another television, which I will do, and then we'll have a look and see what happens. But as you can see there, it's in the background. It hovers around. So I figured, you know, new mainboard, you know, that'll fix it. The mainboard's the same model, so I haven't ever seen this problem before on this TV. And I've had this TV since 2011, maybe a bit earlier. And this is Super Mario World. Right there. Now it's fine as well. I mean, it's got no problems on, you know, this screen, but on that Nintendo Presents, let's just give it a reset. There it is, blurred in the distance. And in the background there, until it does the circle wipe. Not quite a star wipe. So that's it. I need to test it on another TV. If there's no problem, then it seems to be a problem with this particular revision. I did have a look on some forums and came across, well, this exact thing. There was no solution at the end of it though, which was a bit disappointing, as tends to happen with threads that you find that are over 8 years old. Someone with the exact same problem, yet no solution. So in the future we will be giving this a good mod though. So this will be a nice modded console. Let's see if we can get NHL going, which we can't because that's actually Earthbound from what I remember. Earthbound running a PAL CIC. can't remember if it's key or lock that lives in the cartridge. Oh, there's some Terra drives over there. Wow, I have a lot of consoles here at the moment, so we might as well just have a look at them. I've got an N64 up there. That's a PAL N64. It doesn't work, or at least that's how I bought it. Turns out it works absolutely fine. How convenient. I was going to steal the top shell and pop it onto a Japanese console I have, but now I can't do that because it works. That is a PAL SNES, which, what was its little problem? It had issues with... There's no audio. I actually purchased it as not working, but I noticed that the seller had shipped me the wrong one. So instead I got a 1-chip, which probably has a busted S-Mix chip, which is exactly what happened to one of my previous Super Nintendo 1-chips, and I had no solution because the S-chip was, well, unique. Next to it, we've got a GameCube. Why do I have a GameCube? That's actually the one I would have bought that back in 2003, 2004. It's got a little broadband adapter in it, and it's obviously been used since I collected it. It's got dust all through it. But the CD assembly doesn't read anymore, so I've got a new top shell for that, like a Viper-esque case, which will allow me to use full-size DVDs, which is very cool. And I've got some Xeno GC drive chips, which solder onto the well, the PCB of the CD drive. So I'll be doing that in a future video too. There's quite a bit to do here. And here we have an Xbox with a hard drive on it. I think I picked that one up from Hexagon, from memory. And I was going to have a look at the hard drive in it, or upgrade the hard drive in it. I don't actually remember anymore. And down there we've got little old Wii, which isn't mine, but it rattles around here every so often. Mainly, well, for GameCube games, which is a bit ironic given there are 3 GameCubes. No, four GameCubes in this household. Yeah. And then we've got the SNES here. So we've actually got, well, would you look at that? We've got quite a few generations of Nintendo hardware sitting around here. So we've got the SNES, or Famicom, just down here. The N64, GameCube, and Wii. Xbox never really... No, it wasn't one to fit in. Bit of an oddball, but that's fine. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed watching the video. So I'll just give you a bit of a quick little rundown on what's happening outside of here and why I... Uh-oh. The dog is inverted. Do dogs work like goldfish? Does that mean it's dead? Dead dog. Dead dog. Yeah. I guess I'll have to flush it down the toilet. I'm starting up some studying, which is terrible. And, oh, well, what do you know? That's not a good idea. I'm doing a 1-year course and I start university in 6 or 7 months. So that's going to be a problem. I'm going to be doing 2 full-time courses, probably have a breakdown and go crazy. On the plus side of things, I'm down to 81 kilograms in weight, which is quite an achievement. I've knocked off 34 kilograms. That's in about 6 months, 7 months. So I'm tracking quite well in that regard. So I might live a bit longer, which means I'll have more opportunities to make videos. And who knows, one day I might actually get a console modded correctly with RGB and use that PVM sitting there one day. Yes. So I'll be doing a course in programming, and then after that biomedical science at university. So yeah, I'm going to be in over my head. And to top it all off, as we tick over into almost the 10th minute of me just rambling, we have the well, McRetro.net. I don't know if any of you have been to my website recently. It does tend to have a bit of downtime because it is operated on a Raspberry Pi on home internet. Not my home internet, someone else's, because they've got better internet than me. The shop will be up and running very shortly. From there I'll be selling, what have we got? The Phantom Universal, which lets you play backups on Sega Saturns. This is a Famicom, Super Famicom, but that's fine. I don't have any Saturns in range. I'll be selling a couple of the Zeno GC GameCube drive chips. I've got about 8 or so of them. PlayStation mod chips, handful of them. I'm gonna have to order some more stock. And, you know, anything else that comes along. If you've got a request for anything you want, just email me through the contact form on the website. But that'll all go live at the beginning of August, so if it's the beginning of August when this video gets up, hit up mcretro.net. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching, and stay tuned, we'll have much more in the future, if I find the time. I'm hoping I do. From John Madden, this is Shane McRetro, signing off. For a while. Fix your ear. Your ear's broken. Hey? Yeah, what the hell is this thing I'm pointing at you? You don't care. You're just angry to be here. What is it, boy? What is it, boy? Well, let's go get him. Up and at him. Up and at them. I'm not that boring. Am I? Well, seeing is believing, and there's no longer a line running down the screen. So the problem is to do with the way that this particular model of mainboard interacts with that particular Samsung TV, which is unfortunate for me, because that's my main TV. But as you can see, there's nothing there, although it is stretched to widescreen, and I can't seem to find a setting to stop that from happening. Thanks, Hisense. At least you don't have a green line running down the screen. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Blah 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 blah.